Power, Gunna featuring Drake. Let's go. First things first is going to change our tempo to 119 beats per minute. And the first thing we're going to do here is going to bring in the set of strings that we hear throughout the entire track. Go over to our library browser over here. I am going to go to Studio Strings. I'm going to go to Section Instruments, and I'm going to bring in the Kensington strings right over here. Next, I'm going to just duplicate this over. All right, so there's our strings right over there. Next up, let's go ahead and create a new soft instrument track, and let's put in the bass line. We're going to go to bass. We're going to bring in the muted bass preset. Now let's go ahead and just duplicate this over. So I'm gonna bring up the bass amp over here and let's boost it up a little bit. Pull up the tone all the way to 6 as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of the low end out of here. Clean that up a bit. All right, now let's go ahead and bring in the brass sound. We're going to create a new softer instrument track. We're going to scroll down to Legacy. We're going to go over to Jam Pack Symphony right over here. We're going to go to Horns. And we're going to bring in the Orchestra Brass Ensemble. We'll click that over there. Let's go ahead and draw in that pattern. Now we don't want it to ring out too long, so we're just going to bring in a little bit of automation over here. We're going to click our automation down here, and we're going to do the automation on the region itself. So now we're just going to go ahead and just you see the notes over here. I'm going to click over here. We're going to bring this down just to balance it a bit. And we sort of want it to sort of release a little bit, not be as loud on that latter part. So let's just draw that in. Add in a little bit of automation here. Bring this down. So it creates a little bit of a release on the end with just some volume automation. And we'll just repeat that over and over. All right, next is going to create a new software instrument track. And we're going to bring in the sort of drum break that we hear in the background. We'll go over to our browser once again, our library browser. We'll go over to Drum Kit. We'll go to producer kits, and we will bring in the 60s Soul Plus kit. Here's a tip right over here. If you're using Logic drum sounds, you could go to view and you could do drum names, and it's going to show up right over here. Maybe it makes it easier to find samples that way. All right, let's go ahead and delete all this. Actually, we can just repeat that. I'll put like a ride on the ones. I'll do it more. On the drum sounds here, I'm just going to make it a little bit wider. I'm going to use chorus to do that. Next, let's get over to our second section. We're going to use the same set of strings, so let's draw in the new pattern on that. All right, on this one, we're also gonna add in a little bit of automation on the region just to sort of make it sort of swell down a little bit. So we're gonna go something like this halfway through, and we're gonna bring it down. Let's get this back up here about, all right, something like that. And let's just repeat this automation here, just like that. Let's go ahead and copy over our bass pattern. All we gotta do with this one, just move it up 5 semitones. So we're gonna select all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one we're just gonna move it up 1 note to be in key. All right, next up, let's go and create a new software instrument track. We're gonna bring in the second set of horns or brass sounds. We're gonna go over to Legacy. We'll go to Jam Pack Symphony once again. We're gonna go right back to horns. And this time we're gonna bring in the orchestra drum pit section right over here. And we could just start off with this, bring this down. With the same automation on it. Let's just go ahead and adjust the pattern. Bring in my scissor tool here. Let's just chop it up over there. let's duplicate that. Couple of our drums. All right, now we can bring in some of the other drums and create a new software instrument track. And I'm going to go over to our browser. I saved the drum kit for this tutorial. We'll find the P Power drum kit. Here it is right here, P Power. We can start off with the hi-hat, something easy first. Put on the ones. Let's draw on the snare pattern. Going to draw in the kick pattern. Let's put in our 808 over here. All right, so we're going to bounce that over twice. So it's going to go twice. And then over here, we're going to chop this up midway through. Our hi-hat pattern gets a little bit faster over here. So it's going to go like, actually let's change this up first. We'll bring back our regular strings back over to here. Everything switches back. We're going to bring back this orchestral brass over here. Let's just push that back. We're going to change our bass over to that. We're going to cut this out here. This is going to get faster, so we're going to change this over to 16. Change this over to 32. And on the last steps here, we're just going to add in a note repeat, and we're just going to double the time here. Add roll, so it gets a little bit faster at the end. Take out our kick. Try 808. Our snare switches up a little bit as well. Then we get in another brass melody over here, or just a chord, sort of one hit over here to create some tension. Create that. And then it goes back into this pattern. And then we just get an open hat here. All right, so there is the beat right there. Next, I'm just gonna go ahead and balance it and mix it a little bit because the sounds are a little bit off balance here. The levels aren't right, so let me go set that. We'll come right back and play through the entire mix. All right, so here is the mix down right here. I listened to the track. I got the arrangement down as well as the mix. The only thing I did add here was an instance of sample just to add in some like vinyl noise to the entire track. And I didn't add in those woman moans in the track, the female moans, just because I want to keep this a little bit PG. But so here's without the moans. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Listen to the rig we just put together. Gunna's P Power featuring Drake. Let's go. All right, so the right there is Gunna's P-Power featuring Drake, remade in Logic Pro. For you Logic users out there, I will place the entire session for you guys, place it as a downloadable link in the description box below this video. Those of you who don't use Logic, I'll also include a play pack that include the MIDI stems, the audio stems, and the drum kit used in this remake. You can find that play pack below the like button as well. But that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want to chat, let's go and talk in the comment section below. And as usual, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.